Okay, are we all ready for the kibbeh? Turn it on the kibbeh side. It's number 4 in there. You have the kibbeh. Okay. Yeah, I'll take this. You could put it here. Okay. What we're gonna do now, it start from beginning to end to make a kibbeh pan. And I need a knife, please. A knife, small knife. Okay, so what we start, first of all, this is the bulgur. Everybody knows what bulgur is. If you don't, we'll pass it on for them to see. It is cracked wheat. It's the fine will be number 1. Okay, and so we'll do that. We soak it, but you soak it, and you don't put too much water. When it's all covered, that's it. Cold water. Put it on the side. See, I have it already here. Okay, and for this pan, 9 by 13. This is like 11 by 14. You use 1 pound of meat to 1 cup and 3/4 of cracked wheat. You know it's going to expand, and you're going to think it's too much for the pound, but it is not. Keep on mixing. Now, with the pan, I'm going to take either butter or oil, and I'm going to prepare the pan. You know, brush it. Not too much, because I don't want it to run when I start putting the kibbeh together. It won't stick together if you have too much oil or too much butter. That's a sweet butter. If you use the salted butter, it's going to form, from the salt, brown spots on top of the kibbeh when it's done. Unsalted butter. Okay, this is done. So I'm going to put it on the side for the time being. And now what I'm going to do, prepare the stuffing. The stuffing for the pound, 3/4 pound of meat, 88% lean you could use. So you're going to brown them. You're going to brown it. I already have it done. I browned the meat. I added the onions. The onions are cut very fine onion. When it loses the pinkish, and make sure that they don't clump together like this, because it's going to be a problem. I'm going to open it when I'm putting them for the stuffing. And then salt, pepper. The salt, to be, you know what I do, for each pound of meat, you need 1 tablespoon flat, measuring tablespoon of salt. It's not much for the amount. You think it is? Put 2, but it's going to be, you know, it doesn't. And then, if you want to we have the pine nuts. The pine nuts, do you know all what pine nuts is? Okay, so I brown them in the oven, and I put like 1/4 of a pound. I don't, 1/4 of a cup. I don't put too much because it's so expensive. It's like $30 a pound. Yeah, it went up, you know, double, tripled like. Okay, so now when it's done, I take it off, you know, and let it cool. I want it to be cool, on the cool side. And I'm going to start making the kibbeh. Okay. I use a processor. Okay, this is like a 14 cups processor, and I could put like a pound of kibbeh. But before I put the meat, I'm going to do the 1 medium onion cut in 1/4. And for it to run good, I'm going to add a little bit of the cracked wheat that's soaked in there, and I'm going to run it. Make sure it becomes pulverized. Okay? I'm going to add it to my meat here, the rest of the meat. Okay? And I like, if you could find a ground meat, 93% lean, use it. You know, usually you could find it. But when I don't like the meat, I go and I buy the eye around, cut it into the side, or the sirloin tip, you know, the pound. Again, this is for the kibbeh, you need 1 pound. For the stuffing, it's okay if it's 88% lean, 1 pound or 3/4 of a pound. So I'm gonna start pulverizing it. Okay, before, okay, before, and this is beef. Wait, before I start, you could use lamb, you could use beef, you could use half and half lamb, half beef, whatever you want. I like to use beef. So the only time I use lamb, if I know where it's coming from, and I use it for the raw kibbeh, the, you know, not non-cooked kibbeh that we eat, you know, it's a, so I'm gonna.
Do you start with ground meat, or do you always use cubes first?
A cube, like I said, if I have the ground meat 93% lean, yeah, I did it for 88%, and I didn't like, you know, it loses.
You could find it, you're making with red wax.
Yes. Yeah, so now here to show you what I do, it's because you could do the Kibbeh Nayeh, the raw kibbeh, the same way I'm doing now. And I'm going to let it pulverize till it comes into a ball. That's why you know it's pulverized enough. It takes a couple minutes. Okay, it's done.
Do you need any bread? We're gonna go get bread.
I have bread.
Okay, but do you need anything?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so now it is really nice. See how nice and pulverized it is? I'm gonna add it to the wheat and the onions. And sometimes you could pick from here. Look, I don't care how lean it is. I could pick those. You know, you take them out. Okay. I'm gonna add to the mixed. I'll show you the mix. I have here the meat, the cracked wheat, 1 3/4 cup, and 1 medium onion. I'm gonna add, you have the ingredients there. 3/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Again, the same thing. You could use this or you can't. Either the allspice or the 7 spice that you could find a Mediterranean, or you don't have to put it if you don't want to. But I like the taste of it with it. And the salt. Like I said, for each pound of meat, you need 1 tablespoon, but flat, of salt. Whenever you put less, you know, you could taste it if you don't, you know, you could see that it needs more.
Do you use iodized salt, or you don't?
I use the sea salt.
With iodine?
No. You could use the iodized. Yeah, no problem. Okay, now for me to cook, I'm gonna add like half a cup of water and mix it. Mix it. It needs lots of mixing. And I'll show you the consistency of it when I'm done. That way you'll have an idea how it looks. You think, you know, when you are mixing it, you think, that's too much cracked wheat or bulgur. It's not. The 1 3/4. Some people put it 1 cup or 1 1/2, but you're eating like meat, more like what you call it. Thank you. No, leave it down. No, I'm not done. Okay. Leave it down, please. Yeah. Did they? We'll take 1 point. Okay, this is all done. So the easiest way that I don't like to get too. So I'll make like a ball. It's gonna be like 3 maybe. Okay. It's gonna run again, another time. Okay. I think this is it. Okay, you make them into balls like this. That way it's easy to do. And I'm gonna run it again. Again till it come into a ball. Welcome you two, haven't seen you for a while. Okay, it is. Again, you see it came into a ball. If you have any questions when I'm doing it, feel free to ask. Again, look, I'm still picking up some of the vein, you know, the grizzle like, not grizzle, it's the vein or artery or whatever. Okay. Any questions? Whatever you want. Lamb is good, and you use the same amount that I do with the beef. 1 pound for 1 3/4 bulgur. Oh, okay. The other two, 1, 2, 3, the numbers. Okay, they are 2 course to making the kibbeh. The course one we use to cook, like you could make the. Excuse me, you could make the bulgur like you do rice.
So one
what?
What's that level of it? The fine one.
The fine one, it's 1 3/4.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's in your book. You could see, you could see it there. Did I answer your question? Okay, this is the last one. What is that? Oh, hi, Hind. Here you are. This is the consistency of the kibbeh. Probably you know how to make it. I started with like half a cup, but you could always add. Yeah.
You want maybe a little time. Moi, just that little piece. I want to taste that. Moi.
Yeah, it's beautiful meat.
Moi is water.
Okay,
Oh,
you know how to make it?
No, it's my.
See how it is?
You want whey?
Is it too much? Excuse me, is it too much salt?
Andre,
Okay.
can I taste it, see if it's any good?
I'm gonna divide it, the whole thing in half. I'm gonna put half of it at the bottom. Then we put the stuffing and then the other half on top. I'm always afraid to, so you, 1 pound. 1 pound of meat, but don't forget, we put 1 3/4 of bulgur. Yeah, I want to show you how thin I do it. Some people like it thick. I like it thin.
How thick is that?
Maybe like a quarter of an inch. Like a quarter of an inch will be
Are
good.
you going to bake them in the city?
Yeah, we'll get to that. Okay? Quarter of an inch. The second layer is supposed to be as thick as the bottom layer. 1/4 of an inch. Okay? And I just finished it. Oh, what I did here. Okay. I just finished it. You see, it's done. But it's crooked. So what I do, yeah, it is crooked. all wedgy, it's all. So I take like a little bit of water, you see, not too much, all over this, and I flatten it with my hand. Don't put too much water because you don't want it soaked. Okay. Okay, now it is all done. You want to see it, Jeff? Okay? That's all done. Okay. Now I'll take a knife. Oh, before, I have some leftovers. So the kids sometimes love to see me have leftovers. So I cut them. I'm going to show. I'll cut them like this. I'm going to do in like 2, 3. And I flatten them. And very little oil. You could cook them, fry them on both sides. Like a tablespoon of oil will be plenty, just to cover. Like you could make them bigger. It's like a hamburger more or less, but it's Kibbeh burger. This is like that. Okay, this is done. Now at home, what I make, I cut them. I cut them at home like in a small diamond shape. But here, to help, it's easier if you have a lot of people, you don't want to break too much, cut them in squares. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm trying to make them, okay. So I do this, you could see, to make the squares. And then I'll go this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna have 24 pieces, servings in this. All the way to the end, all the way, because I am going all the way to the bottom. Make sure you do, because you want it to cook and you don't want them to come up, Faye. Yeah, sometimes it comes up the bottom, so yeah, all the way to the bottom. And if it's dry, I put it in water and I keep on going. And now, at the end, I will go all around it very slowly, and you know, for the corners, all the edges, yeah, with the knife, you know, that to bring it away a little bit. If it's not wet enough, I could do that, and I'll show you what I mean after I'm done. Can I have half a cup of oil?
The side of the cross on your babies?
Pardon?
You make the side of the cross when you make it? My mother always taught me to make the side of the cross.
I make, you know when I make it, after I mix all, I make the sign of the cross, after I mix it.
Don't you make it after Kibbeh Nayeh? Oh, my mother always made it.
If you want,
Oh, that's great.
see how I did the other side.
Oh, that was beautiful.
See, this is,
She said she does it before that.
yeah.
How do you make the sign of the cross with it?
Pardon?
How do you make the sign of the cross with it?
She just
I'm not gonna make it in. This is,
You don't make So my mother made always the sign of the cross with the knife.
yeah, no, okay. Yeah, no, I don't. That's it. See how I did the sign? I'm going to be baking it at 300 or 375 degrees. I'm gonna pour half a cup of olive oil on it.
Don't you put your pine nuts on afterwards?
Pardon?
Pine nuts?
The pine nuts is in the stuffing. Okay, that's all set. You see that? And we're gonna cook it 375 degrees. Halfway, always half an hour, I'll look, and if it needs to be up or down, I'll change it for another half an hour till it become brown. That's why I said olive oil. But you could use, yeah, you could use canola oil, or you could use 100% canola oil, or olive oil. Yeah, or olive oil, that's right. Yeah, whatever you like, either one.
How about butter?
Pardon?
How about butter? Can you use butter?
No butter. No, I don't use it except at the bottom of the pan.
Okay, this is a dough.
Let me wash my hands. How are you, Habibi? Good? I could wash my hand. I haven't seen you. I just, you know, you came with your mom.
Yeah.
God bless you. You're so handsome. If you wanna, you're helping here. Okay. Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, that's perfect.